Okay, so I'm back from the Gold Coast and I completed the Gold Coast Marathon, and I was disappointed, to say the least. Actually, that was an understatement to say I'm disappointed. I was planning to do it in 4.5 hours and ended up completing it in 5 hours 14, which is almost 40, well, pretty much 45 minutes later than I expected to finish it. It was a good race. I really enjoyed it. Wonderful atmosphere, wonderful people. People cheering you on at every corner. It was that was amazing. And I really enjoyed. I had my family there, and they were cheering me on, and that was just really, really special. It meant a lot to me. For myself, I struggled around the 35 to 40k mark. So that's something I've learnt, that I need to try and push for and do longer runs in my training runs. I felt okay. I know I had my diet okay. I had some porridge and I carb loaded the few days before. I made sure I had plenty to drink before, the couple of days before, for the heat difference from going from Tasmania to Queensland. But yeah, between the 35 and 40k mark, that was really hard, and I noticed that my times had progressively slowed as I was getting from even 30 to 35k. So it's all a learning experience. I didn't have a lot of sleep the night before for various reasons. I don't want to make excuses, but I'm just saying what I've learnt from this experience. I'm not an emotional person usually, but I think I was just so physically tired when I crossed the finish line. My family were there waiting for me, and I was crying. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry it took me so long to cross the line," which is completely in my head and completely just pressures that I'd put on myself. But as I said, it's all a learning experience. And the following day, I woke up and I was like, I don't feel too bad. I felt really strong still. I just had like a few niggles in my thighs, but I just felt like I'd done a couple of squats or so I know I can push myself further. It hasn't actually put me off running. I still love running. It's been a week to the day since I've finished, and since the Gold Coast Marathon, and I feel good. I've still got that fire in my belly. I still want to go and compete and try again. I want to push myself a little bit harder and see how I go. As I said, this was all a learning experience, and I've learnt a lot. I know that I need to improve on my muscle, do a bit of strength training throughout my program, do a little bit more long distance runs. As I said, my longest run was 30 k's. For my long distance run, I'd like to try and push that to at least 35, 38 k's in my next program. And I had my diet and my fluids okay. My running shoes were fine. My things I was wearing was fine. I decided not to wear a running belt during the time because I've got quite a narrow waist and it just keeps on slipping up, so it just feels really uncomfortable for me to wear a running belt because I'm always adjusting it to take it back down. Throughout every drink station I always had sports drinks. I'm not a fan of them, but I know I needed to have them, so I always had the sports drinks throughout the race. But hey, I finished, and it's a remarkable thing to be able to say you've done a marathon. You can hold my head up high and say, I've set out to do this, and to do this massive challenge, and I've done it. So for me that's pretty huge, and it hasn't put me off doing any more. I've actually enrolled in my next one, which is the Ross Marathons, and that's 7 weeks away from today. As I said, I've had this week off just as a treat myself week. So the following next week I'm going to start my new marathon training program and put into action all the things that I've learned from this experience. So yes, thank you for following me. I really appreciate all your support. It meant a lot. I also raised a bit of money for the Heart Foundation in the process, which is just a wonderful cause. And you know, I feel good. It's been a great experience, something I can hold my head high and be proud about. And I'd like you to follow me for my next journey, for my next marathon training. Alright, have a good weekend. Bye.